Hey guys, this is Neha from Coding Blog, and today we have with us Rishi Sharma, and he has just received a PPO from Cisco. So congratulations, Rishi.
Thank you, ma'am.
So how are you, and what's going on these days?
Uh, I'm fine and currently focusing more on the college studies because from last 1 and 2 years, focusing more on the data structure, algorithm, and interview preparation. So now finally focusing on the college studies,
Oh,
um, research projects, and all those things.
great, great. So why don't you just brief yourself about your, college and about the course that you are pursuing?
So currently, like when a student come into the final year, so basically all the courses and projects are focused more on the research area. Like you have to write, you have to study, you have to search, and then you have to write a research paper. So basically, like in final year, or like all the projects are focused more on the research, so that you can publish something and improve the name of the college. So basically,
Hmm,
that's all we are doing.
great, great. So how come this line? How did you get into it?
So, like I started, if you consider me, like I was not at all interested in computer science,
Okay.
but like after like getting a good rank into the IIT, so I'd seen that like if you take the computer science, then only like you will get a high packages. So seeing that, my mom told me to get into computer science. So that's why I took computer science. And like I was getting a low branch at some high top IITs, but because of this,
Okay.
like if you want that like all these high packages, you have to get into the computer science. So that's why I took a top NIT and like computer science. So that's how I get into the computer science. So like when I was in first year, like actually this is a hype created is like if you get into the top IITs, you will get like teachers and professors, they will teach you. But
Okay.
during the first year and second years, actually the temporary faculty teaches us, so they don't have any
Hmm.
like that quality of knowledge. So actually when I was in first year, so like the faculty which are teaching the computer science, she basically don't have that knowledge. So like
Oh, okay.
after studying the computer science, like during my first year, like
Hmm.
I got only a 7 CGPA out of 10. So I was very
Okay.
demotivated, and I was thinking of changing the branch, but I don't have that high CGPA, so I was not able to change. So
Hmm.
like I think it was good that I didn't change the branch because I got interested into computer science like after second year, like
Okay.
in the end of the third semester. So like I was no like I started doing the competitive programming and all, like as
Hmm.
everybody do in the third semester, but
Okay.
like I didn't find it interesting because the teacher were not good. I was already demotivated in the first year, and
Oh.
since I like mathematics, so like I started exploring other areas of computer science. So I get into the machine learning and all those things. So that's how
Okay.
like I
All
get
right.
interested into computer science. But later I found that to get into the big company, you have a data structure and algorithm strong. So then I started
Yeah.
preparing for all those things, and I took this coding block course Algo plus plus, so which
Okay.
make me comfortable in the data structure skills.
Great, great, great. So you can say your favorite subject was mathematics, right?
Yeah, mathematics was my favorite subject.
Okay. So let's talk about the interview of Cisco. So what was the hiring process?
So Cisco actually came in the first week of the placement, and basically some companies came only for BTechs, or some came only for MTech, or some came for BTech and MTech. But Cisco
Okay.
came for BTech, MTech, and for MC also. So like they hire for a network profile, they hire for software developer profile, and they also hire for customer experience profile. So like
Okay.
they're hiring for various profiles, and the company the interview was open for all the people, like whether you are from CSE or from metallurgy, you are
Hmm.
allowed to sit for the test one. So it was open
Okay.
for all. So actually in my batch there are around 800 people. So like around 600 people have participated in the round one test. So it was a very tough
Wow,
competition. And
obviously. So how many
yeah,
did they choose?
actually, like round one, after round one test, they chose only the top 30 people for the
Okay.
interviews.
Okay. So
And
what
the
was the
CGPA
exam?
cutoff,
So what
yeah.
was the exam, the test that was there to select these, 30 people?
Yeah, so like test include one coding question, which was basically very easy string manipulation question. You have to just print the
Okay.
subset of a particular string. So basically, the main criteria was like if a person has a good like networking skills, OS,
Hmm.
DBMS, all those skills will only get selected. So there were a section like one section for completely for hardcore networking, then one section for operating system, one for database and
Okay.
aptitude was also there. So like around 30 to 40% questions were from networking, and rest were
Okay.
from OS, DBMS, and all those things. So like
Okay.
if you're good
Okay.
in networking, you will get selected. So basically, their main aim was that.
Okay. So about CGPA, was there any, minimum CGPA involved in what's the importance of CGPA according to you?
Like actually like when I was in first year, so like I don't have
Hmm.
any interest in all those things. So actually what I was like I was strict to CGPA, like I will get high CGPA, I will get into the company. I thought that. So during my
Okay.
first
Yeah.
year, like instead of exploring the computer science, I like rather more strict to the CGPA, like studying the theory part and just cramming and getting good CGPA. But I think
Hmm.
CGPA of 7 is enough for getting into a good company. So you have to just focus
Okay.
for getting the CGPA around 7, 7.5, and then you will be eligible for all the companies. So, and for
Okay.
Cisco also the CGPA cutoff was 7. So, anybody who is above the 7 CGPA is eligible to sit for the test.
So at least students should try to maintain their CGPA at least 7 or 7.5, right?
Yeah,
If they
yeah.
want to sit for
So,
these interviews. Okay.
yeah, like
Cool.
for top
Hmm.
companies, it's like 7 CGPA is the cutoff.
Okay, great. Okay, so about the interview now, the rounds that were there, what kind of the questions were asked in these technical rounds and maybe the HR round if you had?
If I tell about the whole interview process, so actually, we were called for the pre-placement talk for the company at around 9 a.m. So like we have to
Okay.
dress up and go there for hearing all those things like what is Cisco and what they work, what the profile they came for. Then at 11 a.m. they told to be ready with the resume and all, and there was one area where they take the interview, so we have to gather there. But since the company come for they only come for a 1 day, and they have to select internship student, FT student, all those things. So like they
Hmm.
told us to gather at 11 a.m. but our chance came at 4 p.m. So we have to wait there.
Okay,
It was very tiring for us.
must be.
And the final interview, like final result were declared around 8 p.m. So like full day was for
Hmm.
the interview happened. So the
Okay,
interview include there were 4 rounds. So first
okay,
round was a normal resume based question and some DSA
okay.
question. Then in the second round, surprisingly, it was not technical round for me. It was a manager round. Like one manager was there, he took my resume and asked question based on that. Then in
Okay.
the third round, like if you see if the company will take the interviews, you will see that whether like either there will be a single interviewer or there will be
Hmm.
a two interview and single interviewer. But here there were two interviewer and single interviewee. So like when I get into the room, I was like bit nervous. Like two interview will be taking the interview,
Hmm.
and this was basically the toughest round of all. Like this third round, and
Okay,
after that it was HR round.
all right. So in this technical round that you mentioned, so do you remember any questions that were asked, that you can share?
Okay, yeah, okay. Okay. So in the first round, basically the interviewer was female. So she basically seen the resume and then asked some
Hmm.
question based on the resume, like the project which I done, the internship which I done at the ISC, and question related to that. And after that, she like asked two, three DSA questions. So one question was like this one was very like a bit easy as compared to others. So one question was she told to find the like whether a number is a power of 2 or not. So this was the
Okay.
first question she asked. Then like
Okay.
this is very easy question, but like as we heard in other interview experiences, like we have to first give the brute force approach, and then we have to give the optimized solution. So initially I gave the brute force, then she told to optimize it, then finally I gave the optimized solution, and she was satisfied. Then she asked another question. It was basically based on the arrays. So she told me like there is an sorted array which is rotated at some pivot. So you have to search a particular key in that array. So
Okay.
I'd explained the brute force approach. Basically, I told her like I will sort the array and then I will find it. So this is a time complexity of n log n. Then I gave her another solution of linear search. This is a time complexity of n, and then finally I gave the log n search, which we can do using binary search. So in this, like as I told, like I use the word sorting and searching. So basically, hearing like this word, she asked me another question based on the sorting. She told me to explain various type of sorting and their time complexity. Then
Okay.
she told me to explain the quicksort and write its code. So
Okay.
like quicksort is like basically a little bit tough to code. So this took me time. She helped me during that also, and then she told me to walk through one test case. Uh,
Okay. So
so
she
so
basically picked up the words that you were saying and asked the questions from them.
yeah. So like one tip I will give, like whatever you tell, just you have to you have to carefully speak whatever you are telling, because they can pick from that and ask question related to that also. So
Okay.
like she told me to write the code for quicksort, mergesort, and do the analysis of that, and she also told me to write the code for binary search. So like
Okay.
these were the questions which were asked in the round one. Then after half an hour, like one person came and they told like you are selected for the round two. Then in the round two, it was a manager round. So one manager was there, like he was very experienced manager with around 15 plus year of experience. So my resume was having with him, and he was on seeing my resume, he was making the weird faces like uh, like my profile is more machine learning based, and like Cisco is a networking company. So he was like making
Yeah.
circles around my the skills which I had written, like machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, and all, and telling that like my department is not interested in machine learning and all those things. So
Hmm.
like why I should hire you? Why you will be useful? You will be waste of waste for me if I will hire you. He told me
Oh.
that because
Okay.
like he's looking for something else, and like my profile is based on machine learning and all.
Hmm.
Basically, I've attended the pre-placement talk, and in that talk, they told that Cisco is working like working in the machine learning area and all those things. So I told him that though your department is not working, like there may be some other department which I may also get selected, like which I may be fit for. So for that, you can select me. So
Hmm.
then he was satisfied with the answer, and then like actually he asked one more question. So I will like I didn't hear his complete question and just started answering in the middle. So like one tip I will give, that whatever they tell, first hear it and then only answer the question.
Hmm.
Actually, uh,
Okay. Yeah.
he uh, he was asking like many companies may have come before the Cisco. So why only Cisco? Like he wanted to ask this, but in the middle only, like I thought like he's asking like many companies had come and you didn't get selected, so like why I should
Oh.
select you? I thought it like that. So I told
Oh.
him that like I didn't apply for any company. This is the first company I'd applied for. Like I gave this answer. So he told me that this means you are interested in Cisco because you are applying here on the directly. You didn't apply before. So
Hmm.
I told yes, like I'm interested in Cisco, but this was a lie. So basically he told that you are interested in Cisco, so means you are following Cisco from some days, so you know more about Cisco. So he started asking me question related to who is the CEO of Cisco, what is the motto of Cisco, and I don't know all these question. So basically he caught me there and he told me that be careful with your answers.
Oh, that's actually a good point. I mean, questions सबसे पहले हमें सुन लेने चाहिए, obviously,
Yes, yes, yes.
rather than just cutting them off in between.
And like we should never tell a lie in the like either on the resume or like while interviewing and all, because they can caught there and they can like if two interview they found they are of same strength, and if one interview has done this, so they may reject this one because he told lie, though both the interviewee are same if you consider the skills. So like be careful with the answers what you give. And I will share one more experience. Like there was my friend who went before me for the first round. So he basically in his skills had written that he's interested in cloud computing and networking, and he don't know anything about that. So when he like after he came out of the interview, he told me like interview had taken this point and like continued the whole interview on cloud computing and all, and he don't know anything about it. So like his interview went very bad. So you have to put only those skills which you know. Like some like people put the projects which they don't know. So like you might be rejected based on that only. So you should be careful either giving the answer and putting the things on the resume. So after this round, I got selected, and then like after 2 hours, then they called me for the third round. So in the third round, as I told, there were two interviewers, so I got a bit nervous. But as I entered, during this time in the Mangalore, like it is heavily raining. So as I entered into the room, the electricity went off. So like for the next 10 to 15 minutes, they started the torch and they're seeing my hobbies and all those things. So they asked me about the question related to that. Like as I returned, I'm interested in cricket. So they asked like you are a left-hander or a right-hander. Who is your
Generic
favorite?
question.
Yeah, so like that made me more comfortable in talking and all. But initially, I was nervous. So after that, when the electricity came, so they like they asked 5 6 DSA questions and one puzzle question. So one question, like initial questions were easy and later one were very tough. Like initial questions were like given a 32-bit integer, you have to swap adjacent nibble. So like I don't know what is a nibble, so they explained me like nibble is a consecutive 4 bit. So you have to swap all those adjacent bit. So this was the first question. So I explained it like brute forcefully. I explained it. Then I decreased the time complexity, and they were satisfied with the question. And then they asked. Second question was they asked to count the frequency of all the character in a given a string. You have to count the frequency of all the character. So this was also easy. I used the hash map and I explained. After that, the question they asked they were like based on dynamic programming. So they asked the question on you have to given to string you have to find the longest common subsequence between those strings. So this also I explained the exponential solution using recursion. Then I used a top-down approach for dynamic programming, and then I use a bottom-up table kind of thing. So based on this question, they asked a follow-up question which can be solved using this question. So the next question was like you're given a two string, you have to like given a string, you have to find you have to find the longest palindromic subsequence of this string. So basically, this question can be solved using the longest common subsequence. So like I was stuck at this question, and they told that we have already given a hint of this question. So basically, the hint was they asked the previous question because this question can be solved using that question only. And the next question was also based on the longest common subsequence. It was longest repeating subsequence. So like these were the question like DSA question they asked, and the final question was a puzzle question, which is available on Geeks for Geeks. But when they asked, I don't know about the solution. So the question was, there is a car which is having the 4 new wheels, and each wheel has a life of particular kilometer, and there is a new Stephanie which you can reuse in order to increase the travel of the car. So you have to give an algorithm such that the car will travel maximum.
Okay.
So basically, so I was not able to reach to the final solution, but the algorithm which I gave was correct, but I was missing somewhere in the dry running the algorithm. So like they told that you are going into the right direction, but finally I was not able to give the exact solution. So like they were satisfied, and since it was already late, like this interview started 6 p.m. and they have a flight at 9 p.m. So they told let's pack up, and this was the last round. Now after this round, like after this round, they had a meeting of 1 hour. So like till this point, they've decided all the internship selected student or the FT, all those. So they decided in this one round. Then after that, they called only the selected student for the HR round.
Okay.
So that
So how
round
many
was
students were selected for this last round?
like for this like they didn't select a student, but they called only the four student, and that all those four get selected for the internship.
Okay, cool.
So like they didn't told that we are selected, but they called only the four student which was finally selected for the HR
Right.
round. So in HR also they asked question like why Cisco, and
Hmm.
like how Cisco will like important for you. So like we what is the motto of Cisco and all those things. So they asked in this last round.
Great, great, great. Okay. So after this interview, after giving this interview, what topics you would like to highlight कि ये topics जरूर prepare करने चाहिए interview से पहले.
Yes, yes. If someone asks me like if you are allowed to go back and you have to change like what are your studies and also I will say during the first year you have to focus more on the programming languages like you can learn C, C++, Java, Python during the first year. You can
Hmm.
uh, practice some simple programs to write using these languages. And for the second year, I will suggest like the mistake which I had done is like after trying for 1 month, like I didn't find like I thought it is a bit difficult and like I will do something else. So like I started doing machine learning and all, and I think people like students are doing this only like they started doing machine learning or web development in the second year. But I
Hmm.
will suggest that for the whole second year they should invest time in data structure and algorithms. Let's say you have started doing data structures and algorithm and you are not able to solve question. So what you can do is like don't go to code forces or HackerRank. You can at least do the lead code, which is I think best for interviews. So you can invest that full second year for solving the question from the lead code, which basically totally focus on the interview question. So like
Okay.
if you do the lead code throughout the year, I think you might easily get selected into the Microsoft or you say like FANG companies. Like because all the they ask the question frequently from the same pool which are already available.
Alright. So
So
generally
I
asking, how many questions you used to solve every day, maybe, lead code. So,
so like initially in the third semester, as I told, I do not like data structure and algorithms. So
yeah.
I tried solving one or two questions in the initial, then I switched to machine learning and all. But later that I found that everybody is doing data structures, so like you get demotivated. Like you are not able to solve the question they are solving. They will get into the company. So
Hmm.
after that, I had taken the coding blocks courses, like Algo plus plus course I had taken. So I like completed around 70 to 80% of the course. Then after that, I started solving the questions from the lead code, interview bit, and all those. So I solved around 4 to 5 problem each day. After that, like after fourth semester, like from the mid of fourth semester. So after
Okay.
that, I continuously used to solve the like 4 to 5 problem daily because you have to need a practice for that.
No, definitely, definitely. Practice is the most important thing. Okay. So besides this, you mentioned about the resume, how important it is कि उसमें वही points डाले जाए that you already know, you're confident of, and about the project. So any other tips, resume के लिए, how people should, build their CVs?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, if you consider myself, like for on-campus, resume is not that important because they will
Hmm.
select you based on the test you are giving. But if you
Hmm.
think of companies like Google, they select based on the resume only. Like during our like when I was preparing for internship, and during that time, Google came to our campus, and they selected like out of 400, they selected 10 students based on the resume. So like
Okay.
yeah, like preparing a resume is important. So like you have to prepare well for the resume, and you have to put only those things which you know. Like I had done only one project till the internship started, so I had put only the one project into my resume. At that time, I don't know the C++ in depth, so I didn't put it into the resume like in the skills I had written only Python because I did machine learning and all. So they
Hmm.
like if you write C++ and C Java, so they will sometimes they ask question related to language specific question like object oriented, and if you don't know, then like this can be the minus for you. So you have to put only those things into the resume which you know perfect.
Okay, cool. Okay, so any last advice, any last tips that you'd like to give to the viewers? How, especially to those, tier 2, tier 3 कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स जिनके यहाँ पे ऑन कैंपस नहीं होती, ऑफ कैंपस तो उन्हें अप्लाई करना होता है, तो उनके लिए एनी एडवाइस?
So like if first I will consider the on-campus student. So for on-campus student, I will tell that you should focus more on the data structure. Like everybody should focus more on data structures and algorithm. But for on-campus, is lot of companies come. So like if you are good enough in data structures and algorithm, I will say you will definitely get selected. So like people like student ask like we should focus on DSA or we should focus on project. So the students who are already in the tier one college, I think they should focus more on the DSS skills because that will be more important because companies are coming to your college. It's like if you are in the tier two and tier three students, so for them the like more important thing is like the resume gets selected and they will get an interview call. So that is more important for them. So for the tier
Yeah.
two and tier three, I will advise like for them both should be balanced. Like they should have a good project, good portfolio, and as well as good data structure and algorithm skills. So for tier 2 and tier 3, I will say whatever they do, let's say they are solving a competitive programming question. So I think they should put that also on the GitHub. So like if someone sees
Hmm.
your code and like you get impressed by the code how we are writing. So I think they should have a good GitHub profile and as well as
Okay.
like some at least 2 to 3 projects they should have because if you go into the interview with no project, so like after DSA question and all, the interview will be blank. Like he don't like he will think what I should ask him. So at least 1 to 2 projects should be there, and the data structure is important for all. And like for some companies like D-Show, Sprinkler, and all those things, for them,
Hmm.
DBMS, OS, and networking is also important. Like Cisco also asked networking in the first test, but like many people tell that Cisco is a hardcore networking company. But I think that during my internship experience, they didn't ask me a single question of networking because I didn't include it into my skills. Because
Okay.
like being a networking company, just for the sake of it, if you write your skill as a networking, it will be bad for you if you don't know.
That's
Like
right. Yeah.
I told like one of my friend had written and his all the interview gets spoiled because of that. So if you know, then only you should write it into the resume.
Cool.
So
Hmm.
like actually during the pre-placement talk, like the one who is giving the talk, he asked one question. He told like what do you think, Cisco is a hardware company or networking company? So everybody replied like Cisco is a hardware company. And so like he told like 90% of the people in India think that Cisco is a hardware company, but they told
Hmm.
that by heart they are hardware company, but like they have many more software skills also. So like if you don't have networking skill, then also you can apply for that company because Cisco is a very like multinational company. It's not focusing only on networking. So like you can apply for software also. So seeing a
Okay.
company profile, you shouldn't think that if this skills is not there with me, so I shouldn't apply for that. You should apply for that.
Okay.
So I
Yeah,
think
great. Thank you so much, Rishi. Thank you for joining us and sharing such an amazing, insights from your interview. And we hope do well in your future endeavors as well. So thank you.
thank you,
Well,
ma'am.
this was Rishi talking about his success story, and we'll be back with another one pretty soon. So thank you for joining us today.